This is long overdue, and it's a huge thrill for me. Diane
Me too.
Warren is here. Thanks for being here, Diane.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I try not to be hyperbolic, but this is one of the greatest songwriters who ever lived sitting in this chair.
I'm not sure about that, but thank you for saying that.
Diane has programmed a double feature tonight. We're going to open with Born Free from 1966 and then come back with the Beatles and Hard Day's Night from a couple years earlier. But let's talk about you. How many times have you been nominated for an Oscar for writing an original song for a movie?
Well, 17 times. You want to ask me how many times I've won?
That's the follow-up question, Diane. 0. So Diane is 0 for 17, which probably
I'm consistent.
does not amuse you as much as it amuses me. But
I mean, I've learned to be amused by
yeah.
it.
The,
I'm now the kind of all-time loser.
no individual has been nominated more without a win than you.
True.
It is a staggering oversight by the Academy. So much so, in fact, that you've been given an honorary Oscar,
Yeah,
which is very
I did
significant.
get that. That's
Yeah.
harder to get, really.
That is much harder
know?
to get. Is there something different about writing an original song for a movie than getting your normal inspiration and writing something?
Well, writing a song for a movie, you're just trying to capture the heart of that movie, the emotional heart, and basically in 3.5 minutes. When I write a song for a movie, I'm trying to write the song I want to hear. You know, whether it's the end of the movie, whether it's somewhere in the movie. Yeah, it's just capturing the emotion.
Are you given any parameters? Do you read the screenplay first or at least hear a pitch about the movie?
It could be both. I'd rather see something, or I could read a script. Or last year I was nominated for a song called The Journey from this movie, The 688. Her sang it. That lost too. But that was a friend of mine, my friend Carrie, telling me about the movie. She literally was showing me like pictures on the set and walking me through the story. And that's the first time I wrote a song for a movie, without even seeing it, but just actually hearing someone tell me about the movie.
Tell people, just name 5 songs that you've written. Don't forget movies or not movies, just 5 songs you've
In
written.
general? Well, since we're talking about movies, I could say some. Well, like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from Armageddon, Aerosmith, Celine Dion, Because You Loved Me. I wrote that. I wrote Till It Happens to You. Gaga sang that. Other songs like Unbreak My Heart or Only Love Can Hurt Like This or, a bunch of other songs.
You wrote a song called If I Could Turn Back Time.
I did.
By Cher.
Yeah.
You wanted Cher to sing that song.
I wanted Cher to sing that song, and Cher hated that song.
Her excuse is that you sang the demo and it was terrible. And
it was. Look, maybe it was because I'm not really a good singer, but I wasn't going to let that happen of her not doing the song.
You wouldn't accept no for an answer.
Correct.
What'd you do?
We were in the studio. She was doing another song. I held her leg. She was sitting down. I said, until you say you're going to at least try the song, I will not let go of your leg. And she said some language that I probably can't say on here, but
thank you.
Rhymes with duck.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah.
And I go, you have to try it. I'll pay for it. Don't worry. If you hate it, it's not going to cost you anything. And she goes, okay. And she did. And,
And then as soon as she starts singing it, though.
Yeah, she looks at me like, bitch, you were right. I'm like, yes, I was. I'm always right.
99.8% of movies have music in them. It's very rare that a film doesn't have any music.
Right.
You picked Born Free and Hard Day's Night. We're starting with Born Free.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick it? What about that movie?
Because it was a movie that, I'm an animal advocate, animal rights advocate, and that movie it touched me so deeply. The story of Elsa, the lion. I chose both those movies because one is my love of music and one is my love of animals. And it's a true story. It's a beautiful story about a lion named Elsa and George and Joy Adams.
Adamson, yeah.
I know you think I'm being foolish, but I know Elsa. We both know she'd be miserable in a zoo. Don't you see she's been free too long? I can't let her be caged for the rest of her life.
Any kind of animal has a right to live a beautiful life and be taken care of and be saved. And that was part of what got me into my lifelong love of animals. And it also has a song in there, shout out to Don Black, who wrote 2 of my favorite movie songs, by the way.
What's the other one?
The other one's To Sir With Love.
Right. And John Barry did the score here and wrote the Bond theme. And
John Barry was like the best.
Diane, thanks very much.
Thank you.
More to say after the movie.
Great.
But for now, here it is. From 1966, based on Joy Adamson's book, that character played by Virginia McKenna, alongside her husband, Bill Travers. This is Born Free. Back with songwriter Diane Warren. Diane programmed Born Free and the film we have next, A Hard Day's Night. Diane, thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
So that's beautiful ending.
Yeah.
The whole movie's beautiful.
Beautiful.
You
Beautiful
know,
song, too.
So you think about that. You write a song. You think, this is the moment. I want to get people.
If it's the end song, I want them to feel something. I want them to feel something.
When you write it, do you know where they're going to put it?
Sometimes no, but sometimes yes. Like you don't want it to just be over the credits. Ideally, you want it to be somewhere within the movie, but I have no say in that. I just love hearing my songs in movies. I just love hearing my songs anywhere.
When you were growing up, movies a big part of your life?
Yeah. I watched a lot of movies.
But from a young age, though, you were writing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was writing when I was a kid. At that time in my bedroom with a little guitar, yeah.
But you wrote in bathrooms.
Well, it's really good acoustics. Yeah, really, they do. They have the best acoustics. The one at my mom and dad's house had
Right,
pretty
good acoustics. So you go
Yeah.
to the bathroom because that's where
I
you
went
get-
back there for my documentary and was working on Dear Me, the song from it.
If you're interested in Diane's career, and you definitely should be, the documentary Relentless, you can stream it now. It's
It's my
quite good.
latest Oscar loss. It's the song I wrote for. It's number 17.
Number 17. Once again, Diane has been nominated for 17 Academy Awards. Hasn't won. But you were given an honorary Oscar
Yeah.
significantly, and
That was pretty close. It's harder to get
you-
that one.
and you're never going to retire.
No.
So
Tired.
I already know that. So
I'm relentless.
if I didn't know already, Diane, that you were a cat person, your T-shirt gives it
Yeah,
away.
it does. My subtle key. It's like a rock and roll cat.
Oh, it's wearing headphones.
Yeah, it's wearing
Nice.
headphones.
All right, yeah.
I don't know. He's either yawning or screaming. I think screaming.
I was going to say, in your world, he's
Yeah,
screaming.
definitely screaming.
Your love of animals is what draws you to this film again
Yeah,
and again, right?
Yeah.
You had a cat for 15 years?
Yeah,
Mouse?
my cat Mouse, and that's a part of my documentary I'll never be able to watch.
Right.
That was like my little soul cat.
And you have an animal, you have like an animal refuge.
I do. I have an animal rescue ranch
Yeah.
in Malibu that we have lots of animals. We do have a cat rescue there too. And I just give to any animal causes I can.
So I know from watching the doc that the one question not to ask you is the question that everybody asks and thinks,
Process.
thinks it's a good question. And you're like, I don't know what my process is.
Well, because
man."
my process is I just show up and
Right.
I get to work. I don't think about it. I just start playing stuff.
Do you take weekends off?
No. Saturday I work all day basically. Sunday I try to just work in the morning.
You were not an overnight success.
No.
What was your first big hit?
Rhythm of the Night
Yeah.
by DeBarge.
By DeBarge, yeah.
Yeah.
And that
So,
that was the first of,
Yeah, that was the first song that made people go, oh, maybe I should listen to that song that I turned down again, and it just opened a door, and there's always the first thing that opens a door. That did that for me.
since music changes so much and the tastes of music change and the type of music change
It always
so
comes
much.
back to a good song.
Well, yeah. So I'm saying, how do you muddle your way through an art form that seems to change so much more than other art forms?
Well, a great song's a great song, right? But you have to stay current. There's ways of saying things that you don't want to sound dated. There's also production and arranging songs, and sonically how songs sound, how records sound. That changes, But then it'll go back. That I have artists coming in and going, give me something like that Brandy song you did in 2000 or whatever. I'm like, wow. So some stuff is kind of comes back, which is interesting. There's people coming in, artists going, we really want an 80s thing. I'm like, you weren't even alive, like when in the 90s. So so it's just like but it always comes. I think what I'm saying is it does come back to a great song. It's all how you dress it up.
All right. So given that music changes so much, what do you think is the best era for?
For pop music,
Yeah.
60s. That's the classic pop era. We had the Beatles. We had the whole English invasion. We had Motown. Just classic song after classic song. If you look at the top 10 in that era, you're going to see mostly classic songs that will stand today.
Were you a Beatles fan?
I was the biggest Beatles fan that ever lived. And I had 2 Beatles on a song of mine. How cool is that? Ringo asked me for a song a few years back, and I gave him the song called "Here's to the Nights," and it's got like this sing-along song. And I go, "You should get your old friends, and we get some new friends." And all I kept thinking about was, what if Paul McCartney does it? He asked Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was the first person that said yes. So I have 2 Beatles on my song. There's a lot of other really cool artists on there. There's Lenny Kravitz is on there, like Chris Stapleton, Sheryl Crow. I can't remember who else, but I just see 2 people. I see just Paul and Ringo.
It's
on the
hard for
song.
the other artists to break through when Paul and Ringo are
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
like If I'm ever bummed out, I just have to look at the video and go, that's Paul McCartney singing my song.
Speaking of the Beatles, Diane,
Yep.
the second half of your 2-for-1 double feature is up next, and it is the Beatles
Yep.
in Hard Day's Night.
Yep.
Next on TCM.
Next on TCM, A Hard Day's Night, then Angel Face, and later Stealing Home. TCM is safe at the plate tonight.